Jeff was a curious kid, not a business genius. When people hear the name Jeff Bezos today, they picture a billionaire. The founder of Amazon. The man who went to space. One of the richest people in human history. But Jeff didn't start rich. He didn't start powerful. And he definitely wasn't born a business genius. Jeff was a curious kid. That's it. He asked a lot of questions. He broke things just to see how they worked. He was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in 1964. His mom was a teenager when she had him. His biological father left early. Later, he was adopted by his stepfather, Miguel Bezos, a Cuban immigrant. As a toddler, Jeff took apart his own crib with a screwdriver. He was 3 years old. In school, he was quiet but focused. He spent summers at his grandparents' ranch in Texas. There, he helped fix windmills, castrate cattle, and learned how to solve problems with his hands. But what really set him apart? He loved learning. By the time he was in high school, he was building gadgets in his garage. He created an alarm system to keep his siblings out of his room. He set up a science lab in the corner of the house. He read nonstop, especially science fiction and business books. Jeff wasn't the smartest kid in the class. But he was the most curious. And that curiosity, over time, turned into obsession. An obsession with how the world works. With how systems can be built. With how ideas become reality. That's the real origin story. Not a genius. Just a kid who couldn't stop learning. You don't need to be gifted to start. You just need to be curious enough not to stop. From Wall Street to garage startup. After college, Jeff had what many would call a perfect life. He graduated from Princeton with a degree in computer science and electrical engineering. He was smart, well-educated, and full of career options. He landed a high-paying job at a financial firm called D. Shaw, one of the most respected on Wall Street. He rose quickly. By age 30, he was a senior vice president. Everyone around him thought he was on the fast track to becoming a millionaire through finance. But Jeff felt something pulling him in another direction. In 1994, he read a statistic that changed everything. Internet usage was growing by 2,300% per year. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He kept asking himself, what kind of business could take advantage of that explosion? He made a list of ideas. Online store for books was at the top. Back then, the idea of buying things online sounded ridiculous to most people. But Jeff saw something others didn't. He went to his boss and explained the idea. His boss told him it was interesting, but that Jeff had a great job. Why risk it? That's when Jeff created what he later called his regret minimization framework. He asked himself a simple question. When I'm 80 years old, will I regret not trying this? The answer was yes. So he quit. He told his parents. They were confused, but supportive. They gave him part of their savings to get started. He packed up his car, left Wall Street behind, and drove across the country to Seattle. Along the way, he typed his business plan on a laptop in the passenger seat while his wife drove. When he arrived in Seattle, he set up his company in the garage of a rented house. The name? Amazon. At first, it was just a website that sold books. He built the website himself. He shipped packages himself. He did customer service himself. It wasn't glamorous. But it was real. And it was the beginning of something massive. All because he asked, what will I regret more, failing or never trying? You don't need to be certain to take a leap. You just need to care enough not to let the idea die. Obsession with the customer. From the very beginning, Jeff Bezos made one thing clear. Amazon would not be competitor-obsessed. It would be customer-obsessed. That meant, don't follow what other companies are doing. follow what your customers want before they even know they want it. He read customer reviews personally. He answered complaint emails. He paid attention to every small detail that affected the user experience. When people told him to focus on quarterly profits, he said no. He focused on long-term customer trust. He once said, "If we can keep our competitors focused on us, while we stay focused on the customer, we'll turn out all right." And he was right. While other companies chased trends, Amazon was building loyalty. While others were raising prices, Amazon was lowering them. While others slowed down, Amazon sped up delivery. Even the company's early slogan was simple: Earth's most customer-centric company. This obsession shaped every major decision Amazon made. When they launched user reviews, people thought they were crazy. Why let customers post negative opinions? Jeff said, "If a customer makes a bad purchase, even from us, we lose trust. I'd rather they find the right product even if it means not buying today." That kind of thinking didn't just help the customer. It helped Amazon build something more powerful than sales. It built trust. And trust is what creates billion-dollar brands. Every time they expanded into music, into video, into cloud computing, the question wasn't, "How much money can we make?" It was, "How can we make life easier, faster, better for the customer?" Even when it cost more in the short term, they chose the long term. Customer obsession wasn't a marketing line. It was the core strategy. And it worked. Because when you obsess over delivering real value, people notice. And they come back. Thinking long term, always. If there's one mindset that defines Jeff Bezos more than any other, it's this: think long term. From the beginning, he told investors, employees, and partners the same thing. Amazon will not optimize for short-term profits. It will optimize for long-term value. For years, Amazon lost money. Quarter after quarter, people doubted the model. Analysts said the business made no sense. Bezos didn't care. He reinvested almost every dollar of profit back into growth. He expanded warehouses. He improved delivery speed. He poured money into new categories, better customer service, and better tech. Why? Because he believed that long-term thinking beats short-term wins. He called it planting seeds that take years to grow, but yield massive returns. In his annual letters to shareholders, he wrote, "We believe that a fundamental measure of our success will be the shareholder value we create over the long term." One of his most famous principles? It's always day one. He reminded everyone, no matter how big Amazon became, to act like a startup. To stay hungry. To keep experimenting. To avoid becoming slow, safe, and bureaucratic. Day one means urgency. It means risk. It means boldness. And it's the reason Amazon kept evolving from books to everything. From online store to cloud powerhouse. From e-commerce to AI to logistics to content. Because Bezos wasn't playing a one-year game. He was playing a 20-year game. When people asked him how he made decisions, he said, "I focus on what won't change. Customers will always want lower prices. Faster delivery. More choice." So Amazon kept betting on those over and over. And the results speak for themselves. Amazon became one of the most valuable companies in the world. Not by chasing quick wins, but by making small bets, consistently, with patience and discipline. You don't need to be a billionaire to think long term. You just need to be brave enough to look beyond today. Big bets, bold moves. Jeff Bezos didn't get rich by playing it safe. He got rich by making big bets. Calculated, yes. But bold. And what made him different was this. When he saw a new opportunity, even if it seemed risky or outside Amazon's core business, he acted. Not slowly. Not cautiously. He moved. One of the first big bets? Kindle. At the time, Amazon was the biggest seller of physical books in the world. But Bezos saw the future of reading would be digital. So instead of protecting what he had, he disrupted it. He told his team, "Your job is to kill your own business before someone else does." They built the Kindle, a digital reading device, and launched it fast. Bookstores didn't see it coming. And readers loved it. Amazon didn't just sell ebooks. It created the ebook industry. Another big move? AWS, Amazon Web Services. A cloud computing platform. It had nothing to do with books or retail. But Bezos noticed that building online infrastructure, servers, databases, storage was painful and slow for startups. So Amazon built a system to make it easy. At first, people ignored it. Then, it quietly became one of the most profitable businesses in the world. Today, AWS powers companies like Netflix, Airbnb, and even the US government. All because Jeff saw a need and acted. Another big bet? Buying Whole Foods. Everyone thought Amazon was just an online company. But Bezos saw that real-world logistics, food, groceries, delivery would be key to the next wave of commerce. So he bought a massive grocery chain. And once again, changed an industry. Then there's Blue Origin, Jeff's personal space company. Not because it would make money quickly, but because it matched his long-term mission: to expand humanity's future beyond Earth. He once said, "I want to lower the cost of access to space so future generations can build the future." It wasn't just business. It was vision. That's the pattern. Jeff bets on what he believes in. He acts before others do. And he's willing to look wrong for a long time in order to be right in the end. That's what boldness looks like. And that's how fortunes are built. Not by avoiding risk, but by embracing the right ones. Bezos's 3 big principles. Every great builder operates by a set of principles. For Jeff Bezos, there are 3 that guide nearly everything he does. They aren't complicated, but they are powerful. And they explain why Amazon is what it is. Principle 1: Customer obsession. Not customer service. Not customer satisfaction. Customer obsession. It means never being satisfied. Never assuming you've done enough. Always looking for ways to serve better. Bezos said, "We see our customers as invited guests to a party. And we are the hosts." That mindset shaped every Amazon decision. Make it faster. Make it cheaper. Make it easier. Not because it looks good on a slogan, but because it builds trust. And trust is the foundation of long-term success. Principle 2: Long-term thinking. Bezos doesn't care about quarterly profits. He cares about compounding results over decades. He reinvests. He delays gratification. He thinks in decades, not days. That's why Amazon took years to become profitable. And why it outlasted competitors who focused only on short-term wins. His advice? If everything you do needs to work on a 3-year time horizon, then you're competing against a lot of people. But if you're willing to invest on a 7-year horizon, you're now competing against a fraction. Long-term thinkers win because they can wait for better opportunities. Principle 3: Embrace failure. Jeff says Amazon is the best place in the world to fail. Why? Because failure is the cost of innovation. If you're not failing, you're not inventing. If you're not inventing, you're falling behind. Amazon tried and failed at many things. The Fire Phone. Auctions. Destinations. Amazon restaurants. But none of those failures stopped them from moving forward. Because they learned from each one. Bezos said, "You have to be willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time. Innovation means risk. And risk means failure. But if you keep learning, keep testing, and stay focused. Failure becomes a stepping stone. These 3 principles aren't just business ideas. They're life strategies. Obsess over value. Think long term. Don't fear failure. You don't need a giant company to use them. You can apply them to your next decision, your next project, your next leap. That's how you move forward, one principle at a time. How Bezos thinks differently. Jeff Bezos doesn't make decisions like most people. He doesn't chase trends. He doesn't try to please everyone. He doesn't ask, "What do people expect?" He asks, "What will I regret not doing?" That's how he created what he calls the regret minimization framework. It's simple. He imagines himself at 80 years old, looking back on his life. Then he asks, "Will I regret doing this? Or will I regret not doing it?" That's how he decided to leave a safe Wall Street job and start Amazon. It wasn't about success or failure. It was about avoiding regret. That kind of thinking changes everything. It removes fear. It removes doubt. It replaces pressure with purpose. Another key to Bezos's thinking? He doesn't try to be right all the time. He just tries to be less wrong over time. He believes in data, in testing, in experimentation. He once said, "If you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness." That's why Amazon constantly runs A/B tests, launches new features, and learns from failure. Bezos thinks like a scientist, not a salesman. He also believes in making quick, reversible decisions when the cost of being wrong is low. He calls these type 2 decisions ones that can be undone if they go badly. Most people spend too much time overthinking decisions that don't matter much. Bezos says, "Speed matters in business. Many decisions are reversible and do not need extensive study. It's better to act fast, learn fast, and adjust than to freeze and miss the opportunity." So what does this mean for you? It means you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to think in decades. Minimize regret. Experiment often. And make bold moves when the downside is small. That's how Bezos thinks differently. And that's how you can start thinking differently too. How you can think like Bezos. You're not Jeff Bezos. But you don't need to be. You don't need billions of dollars. You don't need a company the size of Amazon. You just need to adopt the mindset that built it. Because Bezos didn't start rich. He started curious. He started scared. But he started. So how can you think like him, starting today? Step 1. Start with the customer. Whatever you're building, a product, a brand, a service, ask yourself, what problem am I solving? What would make this experience 10x better for the user? What do customers complain about and how can I fix it? Obsess over value, not profit. Step 2. Think in decades, act today. Don't chase quick wins. Plant long-term seeds. Build skills that will compound. Build relationships that last. Build habits that make you stronger 5 years from now. Ask, what will matter most in 10 years, and what can I do about it today? Step 3. Use the regret test. Every time you face a hard decision, ask, when I'm 80, will I regret not doing this? That one question can change your direction. It did for Bezos. Step 4. Take smart risks. You don't need to bet everything. But you do need to bet something. Launch that small idea. Share that first post. Test that new product. Most of the things we fear aren't permanent. If it doesn't work, adjust. If it works, you grow. Step 5. Keep learning and experimenting. Don't wait to know everything. Learn while doing. Test while building. Bezos reads constantly. He listens. He learns. So should you. Step 6. Stay in day 1. Don't act like you've made it. Act like you're just getting started. Every day is day 1. A day to build. A day to learn. A day to begin again. That's what keeps your edge sharp. That's what keeps your ideas alive. Final thought. Jeff Bezos built Amazon. But more importantly, he built a mindset. A mindset of curiosity, courage, and long-term conviction. You can build the same mindset. You can take bold steps. You can shape your own empire. It won't happen overnight. But if you start thinking differently, starting today, you'll be ahead of 99% of people. And that's where every legend begins.